come that's like X, I would just have to code up here. So I think basically very simple. That's the best way, as you know, as a beginner trader, I'm not gonna show it. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, sir. Asian session. Back at it again. Bang, bang. Let's get it. Short. Bang, bang. Skitty. I'm just sending the Zoom link to all the people here. 1 sec. I'll be right back with you guys. gonna go over this video quick. Let me know. To send a chart, the only thing you need to do is go ahead and click where it says snapshot or Alt S, and it's gonna give you a link. Get the link, copy the link, you paste it somewhere on the nearest tab, and then you copy the last code after /X, and you let me know. Let me know. To send a chart, the only thing you need to do is go ahead and click where it says snapshot or Alt S, and it's gonna give you a link. Get the link, copy the link, you paste it somewhere on the nearest tab, and then you copy the last code after /X, and you put it on the chart, on the chat. Okay, like that. So what I'll do is that I'll copy this, paste it on another tab, and along with the normal link, tradingview.com/X, I will just add the code at the end. Oops. So boom. And I get something like that. It's very simple. That's the best way, as you know, as a beginner trader, to go ahead and show what you're thinking to somebody else, to see what your idea is, and of course try to go ahead and share your knowledge and try to see if we could come into an agreement with whatever you're trying to do with your body or with your mentor sometimes trading can be a little boring if you do it on your own, and I totally get that. That's why I'm going to go ahead and it makes me happy that I get some support from your end, and I'm able. Still got what, 2 minutes? Let's get down business. Looks pretty dope, so I'm gonna play this now quick, and then we can start the stream. Just testing this out. Just 1 second. Sheesh. Loop. All right, welcome everyone to your Asian persuasion session hosted by Mack. Yours truly, an Asian but a hosted baby. So let's get this shit started. We got a couple people in the crib. What is going on? Take your trading to the next fucking level. Let's fucking do it. I'm already registered. I don't know why this shit's telling me to pay again, but I'm not paying again. You don't have to pay for premium trading view. It's just a scam. You just use your normal trading view. I use the premium just to have two setups or look into the smaller time frames, so you really don't have to. I think the normal version unpaid is really good. I mean, you're not paying much, right? You're not paying anything. This sound plays 2 times. Yes, I was testing something. Thank you for that. Can everyone hear me from YouTube? Good. Everyone can hear me perfectly fine. YouTube, good. All right, cool beans. I'll see. All right, so we got everyone in the gulag, everyone in the I got Max Coffee and in the house, in the Zoom. All right, so let's go ahead and see what's going on, what's happened for the last 2 days on GBP, JPY, and XAU USD, which is gold, and go ahead and see how we broke down 2 trades we took on New York. Played out really nice, very little to no drawdown. Second one actually had a second entry, which played out perfectly fine. Please go ahead and mute yourself if you join. Oh my god, I hate when people do that. Fucking mute yourself, man. Fuck. The Villages, Florida adventures with Frank and Susan can hear. Nice. Frank and Susan can hear. So everyone can hear. Cool. All right, so let's see what's going on with gold. Usually gold tends to run pretty nice during Asian. Or that's what I've been noticing on. So I'm gonna go ahead and put more emphasis on gold. See if maybe we could go ahead and take a trade in. So let me just load up my AK-47. I have a really stiff shoulder, so whenever I'm doing these movements, it's because my rotator cuffs are really bad. Alright, for some reason this is not loading how it's supposed to be loading. Maybe I'm not logged in. Yeah, it's a different account. Alright, some guy just called me Daniel, and I don't like that. Go ahead and take that back, please. Damn, Daniel! Back at it again with the fans! That's a pretty cool video. But I don't like talking about other traders, and I don't like when other traders talk about me, but I don't give a fuck, so don't start no beefies on YouTube. That's pretty whack. It's corny as fuck. Fuck, what the heck? This shit's not loading, man. Well, anyway, I can just work with this. Oh, no, it's actually loading. EN long till 1.70, okay? Show me a chart. I have a video description. In the video description, there's a link to how to send a chart via TradingView. It's very simple. Please watch it. Rack up some views. Go ahead and like or share with your family, your friends, your mentor's favorite mentor, your host's favorite hosts. But other than that, we're gonna get this started right now by opening the second tab here for charts, because I like looking at charts. Alright, see GBP, JPY, GJ, what's been going on in the last couple of days. It's the first week of February, so we usually expect some sort of retracement or some settlement to see how we're trending. So far, we're trending very bullish on GJ. Of course, it will make more sense to take buys rather than sells, but if we're looking into a higher time frame, like the 4-hour, maybe daily, we are definitely on a technical side expecting some sort of pullback. I'm not saying to go ahead and full margin sells, but always be on the lookout for that. We need to update the internet. No, my internet's fucking good, man. It's just my RAM, probably my memory is just shot. I have too many things open, and I'm trying to host this on 1080p, so it runs a lot. So with that money I'm getting for coffee, I'm gonna donate it for RAM. But yeah, speed test is good. You know, I get maybe 500 megabits on download, and like 200 on upload. Yeah, this is full margin. Sheesh, look at that beauty. Whoa. Damn, boy, look at that. 270. Go. Sheesh. I'm a fucking beast. Alright. Alright, let's stop clowning around and see what's going on here. This is not loading still. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I think the euro had interest rates, so there's something volatility going on. But we're gonna focus first on GJ since it's kind of slower right now, and then see how this was my original bias on gold, but it just went completely against me. So let's go ahead and delete that and do a fresh analysis after we do GJ. GJ, basically on the 4-hour, we had this nice push to the downside, creating this 4-hour wick for some liquidity. That's what I'm seeing on my end. So far, we need to set some sort of support on the 4-hour to either continue up, and if we start seeing resistance around some area, then we can go ahead and see where we're ranging from. Normally, when we start ranging, we can see something like this, which is a very nasty area to trade in. So around that time, I would suggest everyone to step back, chill, and just don't trade GJ if it's a 30 pip range, right? So let's go on to the 4-hour.
So this is what I'm talking about when it comes to a pullback, when sellers come in and try to go ahead and adjust the price a little bit by having a minor pullback, like we know how we normally see on GJ. Like for example, in November was a very rangy day, month, but we had a slight pullback of the first week of the month, business week, 10th. So we have, you know, let's see how many pips. 200, 100 and something pips. Usually they're very nice pullbacks. So I'm expecting something like this. If we break below 143, 200 around this purple area that I have drawn around here. Is that fiber optic internet? Yes, it is. It's FiOS. On the daily, let's see what's going on. It's very, very bullish. We have tapped into this resistance area at 144 flat. So let's go ahead and move this a little bit to the downside. So that's your current resistance on the high time frames. And we have a nice range of how many pips? 72 pips to break that resistance. So if we could get a nice entry with a nice support on the smaller time frames, 15-30 minutes, and write this up to 144 again to retest that previous high would be excellent. 30 pip range. But always keep in mind that the 4 hours beast when it comes to GJs, fucking beast. I wish I could only trade on the 4 hour, but I we aim for 10-15 pips only, so we don't really need to go based on the 4 hour unless you have a smaller entry size on your lots, and try to go ahead and swing it, of course. But as of right now, we're seeing support being formed at 144 400. And let's keep this purple area as a very important area of interest to see some reaction on the smaller time frames. So lower time frame reactions will be something like consolidation in this area, a break below this wick at 143 400, 360, or below this current 4 hour uh, double bottom, or whatever you want to call it, 143 300. Please go ahead and type in yes if you understand what I'm saying on the chat, on Zoom as well. If anyone can talk, I would appreciate that. Why you got 150 lines? Because 150 lines have a lot of history. Get that GME out of here. Yeah, GME is for jokes. I don't trade stocks. Uh, I laugh at people that went into full Wolf of Wall Street trying to trade this against hedge funds, which is ridiculous because you cannot win against the hedge fund, right? So, whoever's holding GME, get the fuck out of it. Sell your shares, your options, your calls, whatever the fuck. But it's not making any sense as of right now, right? So, why is my email on here? Fucking Christ, bro. Ah, man, jeez, now you guys gotta see all my porn and shit. Fuck. But let me go ahead and break this down again on the smaller time frames now on GJ, so I clarify uh, better what's going on. This was the trade that was taken today during Reg Hills, Wickstone Lights, New York Open stream. So it was actually under this 30-minute candle. 30-minute close very weak, right at New York Open, 8 a.m. But the next one had no top wick.
For the 20th day in a row, sitting here all day, every day. Jesus Christ.
Can you shut the fuck up, please?
We're going to have to debate on it.
Thank you. Are you gay? No, I'm not gay. That's a weird question, but no, I don't know if sexuality has anything to do with trading, but no, I'm not. If you're hitting on me, then bro, fuck, man, I gotta mute everyone. Like, this is fucking childish. Chef Willie. Chef Willie on some wild and shit. Good morning, David Kaz FX. That's my dog. But yeah, the trade actually ran pretty nice on those sales, those shorts, silky shorts, from 143,500. The confirmation was at the break of 143,520 to be exact, and it ran 40 pips. So you were targeting this wick right below here, and also this area run here, right, on the smaller time frames, and yeah, actually hit pretty nice, pretty nice. So that was the trade called out by the dudes on today's stream. Basically, how you would have gotten in would have been at the break of this current small support on the 30-minute time frame, without looking onto the 15-minute yet. Let's see what's going on. Okay, all right. So you had this kind of order block here, which is consolidation between 3 15-minute candles, right right before New York open, market open. Matt, have you been up all night? No, I have not. I've slept like a baby. Stop asking questions like that, please. So you had this nice wick here to target as well. So if we target these wicks, you have a nice range of 6-10 pips, which is achievable. Then you have, of course, your normal support and resistance areas. Hey Joe. So other than that, if you would have had your trade in at the break of 143,520, then you had your 10 pips already closed and left your runners do the heavy lifting, as Raquel calls it. So you have a 40 pip trade, very nice, neat, no drawdown whatsoever. If you see this area, which is a lot of consolidation going on, that was on London Open. Nothing really happened. Always keep that in mind, that when a previous session there was barely any movement, a lot of consolidation, then expect some movement on the next session. I take this trade today with right there. Nice, Joe. Nice, good job, Joe. So let's go ahead and delete that. The other trade worked out perfectly fine as well on Monday. On Monday, I got in at 143,751, I believe. So it was somewhere around here, 752. Yeah, right here. Boom, and it ran pretty nice, right before New York Open as well. So you see this pattern has been working for the last 2 days. So hopefully we can go ahead and keep the record running, right? So right now we're looking for buys rather than sells, since we had this slight pullback on the smaller time frames. I'm expecting a bigger pullback on the higher time frames, to maybe down below this area, 142,950. So always keep that in mind if we get some rejection around 143,500. So let me just go ahead and draw this small area of possible rejections. So this is the way you can, well, I prepare for either London or Mack. Sorry for calling, bro. Stop calling me gay. How do you prepare for London or New York Open? By spending some time during your Asian session. So don't apologize. Just send me a chart. So I'll go ahead and check it out. But as of right now, we can see that we're creating higher highs and higher lows. If you want to see it better, I'll go ahead and mark it up for you guys right here. So this will be your higher high, and this will be your higher low down below here. And it's very simple price action market structure on the higher time frames. If you want to be a cowboy, then you definitely want to go ahead and see some rejection around this area, which is a nice key level, 143,500, and see if you could enter for shorts to go ahead and target this liquidity grab wick at 143, 120, and probably down below to 142,900. But we're still bullish on the daily, weekly, and even bullish monthly. We might be creating a monthly wick to the upside and then continue to drag price down to get some correction. But other than that, definitely wait for some support or resistance. Be informed on the smaller time frames so then you can go ahead and take a safer trade. Cowboy trades don't work all the time. Sometimes they work, and of course you get a high risk, high reward trade. But you have to be smart with the lot size you use. Rather than using the same lot size for a scalp of 10 pips or 15 pips, you will use a smaller lot size. It sounds smart and sounds like you know what you're doing, but it all comes down with practice. It's still a loss, you punk. It's still a loss. It's still a loss. The loss is pretty irrelevant if risk is managed. Well, loss is a loss because you still get commission taken out, and psychologically you're taking out now, right? Loss. So it kind of fucks you up mentally too, and you definitely don't want to be taking losses and losses and losses. So you see your history on your trading view on your phone, and it's all red. But that's why we're doing these sessions, to try to go ahead and work as a group or whatever you want to fucking call it, and see if we could take the same trades, not like fucking GME, not GameStop. We're not doing that. We're taking very smart trades, and they're based on risk and they're based on volume. Homie is upset. Why is he upset? Gonna cowboy at 0.20% though, maybe 10 pips a sell. Thanks for the analysis. See you tomorrow. Nice. You're welcome, Dale. No, I was saying you didn't mention Raja loss this morning. Oh, no, I did not mention it. I was not on the stream today. I did not see it. I know that there were trades taken, and the trades that were taken were sells. But if that was a loss, then the loss happened. But I know he's a fucking genius when it comes to risk managing. So he probably closed down as the position was going back into his entry. And that's what I'm guessing here, because I did not watch the live stream. I was sleeping. So he probably closed down at least maybe half, 50% of that position as he was going back to his entry, and he lost maybe a couple pips. Oh, there you go. Look, it says Carl Rakil lost 4 pips, and I'm sure he gained like 15 or more. Okay, perfect. So that makes total sense, because he gave the trade a second chance, and that's something that you guys gotta always look after. If you see that your bias is a very strong bias, and you know that you have that already, you have seen that setup before, a couple of times, most likely that same setup will happen again. The price will go back into your entry, and then you start closing your position. Of course, you lose your commission, but you're not risking to lose your 10 pips of stop loss, or your 15 pips of stop loss, or whatever your risk is. And little by little, you start closing your custom. This is a great tool. I advertise it because I know it fucking works, and it's great. Even if you're an experienced trader, I'm not an experienced trader. I've been trading for about 2 years. I risk about $100 per trade. I don't risk that much yet. I don't have that much capital to trade with, so it's little by little. It's like how you build a foundation. And definitely you don't want to go ahead and take your whole loss in one trade, because you can always give your trade a second opportunity. So always focus on that, right? If we go full margin, you have a fucking $10,000 account, and you drop a 10 lot, and you expect just to lose $100. That's very, very naive from your end, because you're not gonna do that. even with a one lot, you might lose $100 in one trade. So the way you manage that trade is boss, is like saying how you win your trades. But once you get to that point, you focus more onto how to manage your risk. Did you start from form zero, or from zero with Raja and Rakio, or with Raja and Ted? I started from the bottom. Now we're here. Yeah, I started with Rakio when he was streaming through what's that shit called, Mixer, and then went to Twitch, or Twitch and Mixer when he first started streaming. And I kind of like said to myself, I want to go ahead and get involved with these dudes, because they seem to know what they're doing and they're not bullshitting anyone. And I kind of want to go ahead and ask questions. So I joined the Zoom, and that's how I learned how to trade. So yes, I'm the fucking king of the gulag. That doesn't matter. But I, if you want to go ahead and trade, you want to see what other people think about um, your setups, your trades, your charts. And the best way to do that is by communicating. You have to have some sort of social skill by saying, "Hey, look at my chart. What do you think about my setup? You think it will play a layout? Maybe it looks dumb. You have to communicate in some sort of way." Good evening. Yes, thank you. Ted is Illuminati. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Eh, Jeez. You guys, please send charts and stop fucking talking shit. Like, dumb shit. Just send a fucking chart, man. Jesus. Dumbass people, bro. Illuminati. The fuck? The reason why I have Bitcoin XRP here is because I look at it, but I don't trade it. I know there's a lot of hype going up for Ripple. I'd say pump to 0.70. Bitcoin is still in that range, which is irrelevant to me. I just want to go ahead and focus more onto gold as we're going into 18, 15 probably next, unless we're just grabbing some liquidity to then continue up. Let's see what's going on with gold. During London Open, my boy Jeevan, who runs Capital Hungry, he called this trade, ran 200 pips, which is a $20 drop. This is fucking neat. Believe it was around this area. So we got London Open right here. Boom, 3 a.m. down to, wow, 1832. Sheesh, beautiful. Jeevan trades different than Rikio and Ted. Everyone trades different. Kerwin trades different. Anyone in the streams, the fam, we all trade in a different way. The thing is that once you start trading, you start building your own strategy, and you kind of use little chunks of here, little chunks of there, and you put it all together, compress it, and use it on your own. Not everything's gonna be 100% the same as your mentor, but it's always suggested to have a person to look after your trades, and you could discuss your ideas with. How they do it on TradingView, once you log into TradingView, the homepage, it has a lot of ideas from people, random people that you don't know. I think I've published a couple of them too, but that was like way back then, and they probably were fucking shitty. But anyway, you see how it says editors pick? That means there's somebody on that side, behind a desk, TradingView, the headquarters, whatever, and said, "Oh shit, look at this analysis. Let me go ahead and put it up here because it looks good." AMC, there's a lot of shit talking about, well, a lot of talk about AMC. It's a stock. There's some schmuck made a chart and decided to post it on TradingView, and somebody else said, "Oh, it looks good." It might not be a good chart, but somebody said it's good. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. You click play, and this guy is expecting a drop. Okay, cool. So that's an idea, and that's the best way to share it, by sharing a chart. Very simple. I even made a freaking video about it. Let's see. You got, oh, okay, Lewis C chart in here. Boom. And everyone in the Zoom, if you have a chart, please, and you want to send it, let me know by voice, because I don't have 3 monitors or anything. I have 2 monitors, and it's kind of hard for me to see the chats. It's 2 different chats. So if you could speak up, raise your mic and your voice. All right, so we got one chart here sent by Louis. See, what's up, Louis? Louis. All right, so boom,
Oh, man.
what's that? Oh, Louis. Oh, look, bro, you're in the Zoom. Why can't you just send it on Zoom? Anyway, let's go ahead and check it out. Check it out, man. I'm not gonna roast anyone today. I don't feel like roasting anyone, but if you send me a fucking dick, I'm gonna kick you out, man. I don't wanna see no fucking dicks on TradingView. Okay, buys above 143.480. Okay, makes sense. Always look after that quarter point, which is 0.500. Very strong. You see how there's a lot of consolidation coming on around here. Mack attack, you don't open good like charges. I do open them, but sometimes I get dick sent, so I don't want to get a dick sent. So you see this consolidation around here, Louis? It'd be best if you wait for a break right below this area, aiming for these 3 wicks right below here. But you always have the chance to get a better entry if you get a clean break below this, these, well, it's a 130-minute candle, these 15-minute candles, right? But other than that, as we are heading up, you see this, have to be careful about these rejection candles. It's 1, 2, 3. Yo, come on, man, mute yourself, bro. Jesus, I'm not running a circus here, man. And 4 rejection candles. And and you're always, price is still in this 0.500 area. So look, I actually just drew a dick here by accident, but that's by accident. Yeah. Free yourself, Morowa. Yes, girl. Get it, girl. Mac don't lie, you love the D. Yo, Abraham, I'ma block your ass, man. Mac, can you check EU? Yeah, I'll check EU. If you can send a chart with EU on it, it'll be better, but let's check.
Hey, Mack.
Yeah, what's up?
How you doing, right?
Yes, sir. Who's that? Salem?
Salim, yeah.
Salim, what's up?
Yeah, I've just sent you a chart on the Zoom. I'm not sure if you can look at it, but I can always send it on YouTube if that's going to make it easy for you.
No, man, the Zoom is better. Don't worry. You just gotta say something,
Okay.
so I can look at it.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
just check it out right now. Let's see EU as we had interest rates happen, and there's a lot of volatility, and somebody suggested for me to look at it. Okay, give me 1 second. All right, so EU, the 30-minute. What are we looking at? Bearish. On the daily, wow, we have a lot of room here. Wow, that's beautiful. So you have this previous resistance now turning to, I'll say, support at this area, 1.9, 1.19, sorry. So you have a very nice range on EU to drop down to maybe 109 pips. It's very good. Yeah, I'm looking at the daily, Joe. Thank you. It's not a D. Opened it. Yeah, I opened it. Ted is way too fucking busy, bitches, making money to waste his time hosting a live stream. Yes, that's true. Ted is a busy man. Busy bee. And give me 1 second here. Bro, are you on the highway? Are you driving? Celine? No. Alright.
Hi, bro.
You driving?
No, I'm at home. That wasn't me. I was muting my mic.
Alright. Alright, so what do we have here? Let's see. Alright, so you're looking at GJ, you're having this no trading zone, which is a 35 pip range. Yes, that's what I was just talking about. Buys above 143.730 to be safer. If we're looking here on the smaller time frames, let's go ahead and see. 730 is all the way up here. Remember, you have this nice little range to work with too. So go on to the 4-hour, and if and only if you get a break above this area, 143.500, you have a nice little range up to 143.700. You know, it's a 20 pip range. It's not that big of a deal, but if we are seeing this market structure as we are creating higher highs and higher lows, and if we continue to do that, what's going to happen is that the next 4-hour will be a higher high at this area. So hopefully, if we do get a breakup of 143.500, which is this zone that I have marked here, then we can go ahead and continue up. If not, then like I said, I definitely would like a price correction by heading down. If you see on the daily time frames, we don't have any bearish candles happening. So of course, we are definitely going to prefer buys rather than sells. But there is always some sort of correction that needs to be happen in the currency market. And this is what I'm actually seeing, is that if we could go ahead and start creating lower highs and lower lows on the 4-hour, then we can go ahead and see some price rejection and some correction down to 143 flat.
Yeah, if you don't mind me explaining why I did, create that big range that I wasn't going to trade. The reason for that is usually on the Asian session we don't really see like big moves. So that chart isn't anticipated for the London or the NY session. That's where we see that's where we usually have like a nice volume. But to be fair, like personally, I would prefer sells, and the reason for that is if you look on a high time frame, if you look on the weekly time frame, we've had 7 weekly bullish candles.
Exactly. So
and that's what I think we kind of like need some sort of retracement.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I fuck with it. Yes, that's what I'm talking about, right? We don't really use trend lines or anything like that, but we always want to go ahead and see the second bias, which is sells. If we see a lot of momentum up and a lot of bullish candles, there is always some sort of price correction, right? That's how we create higher highs and higher lows, and that's how the market moves in waves. So you have ups and downs, just like a roller coaster. If I don't know how else am I gonna explain it, but that's the simplest way is to see it as a higher high and higher low. So something like this, right? You have a higher high created, right? So you see something like that. Oops. Let me delete this. Yeah, I'm not pretty good at drawing. So yeah, just something like this, right? So a higher high created. Then you have your higher low, your higher low, and of course you're respecting your support. And of course the next step will be a higher high, just 2 touches after that that higher low is being created. So another higher high. This is not always 100%, but you have a very simple market structure, which is 2 touches after that higher low is created, which is a strong support usually, and the next will be a higher low. Of course, your continuation up, right? That makes sense?
Yeah.
So this is what we're seeing around here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we expect here? As we have a lot of bullish candles, some similar structure. That's, it's always there somehow, right? So
Yeah,
what
like
we
a
seeing,
retracement.
yeah, exactly, and that's a very technical way to see it. Um, Fundamentally, we're still in the first quarter of the year. I don't have that much experience when it comes to very fundamental data. I know Jeevan does, and that's why I usually try to pop up to the London streams to go ahead and try to absorb whatever he's saying to me, um, or everyone on the streams, or Capital Hungry, and that's also very important because that data, there's in one weekly candle there is a lot of fundamental data, right? So you have CPI, retail sales, um,
The
rates,
PMI.
PMI, things like that. So all of that
Yeah.
comes into consider and into one weekly candle that it's in 1 month you get four weekly candles, right? And 1 month of data, it's a lot of freaking data, so you can really go based off a monthly time frame just to expect this technical analysis, right? So higher highs and higher lows. But as we go into maybe the 4 hour for GJ, which is my preferred high time frame just to see market structure, I'll definitely go ahead and look at higher highs and higher lows created if we're trending up. And if we're trending down, then I'll be looking for lower lows and lower highs.
Yeah.
But as of right now,
Did,
yeah, go ahead, Salim.
oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just wanted to mention one thing, like, because obviously this week we've got really important news on
On
the
the
interest
pound, right?
rates on the pound. So on Thursday, obviously they're going to announce whether they're going to keep the rates the same or not. But it'll be interesting. I'd say possibly there could be a chance that they'll be doing the negative interest rates because the last time the governor, the Andrew Bailey, was speaking, he mentioned about um, presenting the negative interest rates, and obviously when they was looking at the data, looking at the consumer spending, it was
Exactly.
less. So obviously, the UK being in lockdown now, that means there is less consumer spending. So by the central banks to present the negative interest rates, that means banks will be putting more offers on loans, and that means more people will go out and take them loans, and obviously that will generate income within the economy. So
Right.
I think personally, I'd say if they was going to present these negative interest rates, it'll be the right time to do it now rather than later, since we're still in lockdown. But we never know. We're just gonna have to wait and see what's gonna happen.
Right. You guys have furlough, all of that. You guys gotta take in consideration. I know, you guys are on the other side of the world to me, but the economy moves about the same. It's a business, on the business perspective. If you're pumping money into the economy, what's gonna happen is that businesses are gonna reopen, and of course the pound is gonna gain value. So always gotta see about how interest rates are set up. Why business owners take in loans from central banks, not directly from a central bank, but you know what I mean, right?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
and that's gonna generate that flow for the economy to generate that cash flow, right? From
Yeah.
small business to being open to bigger businesses to being open, um, you see that it's gonna gain some sort of value to the currency of that country. It's the simplest way to put it. The more money coming in, the more money being used, of course, by the consumer, the greater the impact will be on that country's um, currency, correct?
Yeah.
But then if we have lockdowns and you have people staying at home and businesses are closed and then these people are just collecting money to pay debt, what's going to happen to the value of that currency? Is going to drop.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Makes
True.
sense, right? Shit, my shoulder's
Yeah.
so stiff. So
I
let's,
appreciate the conversation. Thank you.
yeah, no, not a problem, man. Thank you. You're pretty smart. So let's go ahead and see on the technical side of it, as Salim provided us with some fundamental knowledge. That was pretty dope. Thank you. On the technical side of it, we have, this higher high, higher low structure created. But now, if we start seeing a breakup of this area, what are we expecting? The same thing to happen here. Another higher high created, and then come down to retest this previous support, and then continue up. But like he said, you know, interest rates are coming soon, and that can have an impact on the pound. But seeing the second bias, which is sales, well, you know, the second option, which is sales, is for us to wait and see that this current bullish candle closes very weak, and then market structure flips, and then we're gonna have a lower high created on this area, and then we're gonna create a lower low, and then continue down. So let me go ahead and draw this. So this will be a lower high, something like this, right? And then the next candle, we'll go ahead and retest that previous support. If it breaks, then it will be a bearish candle continuing down to this area. And then, of course, the next one will be another bearish candle continuing down. Oh shit, this is horrible drawing. And this will be your lower low. As then you have another candle retesting this current support now to then head up and create a next lower high. Oops. It's very simple. It's just the drawing sucks. So lower high, right? And this is not like guessing how the market moves or, you know, estimating it, but it's just a probability. And I'm not saying it's gonna play out, but you always want to have your options open. So something like that, right? I suck at drawing candles, you know, it sucks, but you get what I'm saying. And you have another one
definitely.
dropping right here. It's a pretty nasty job when you start drawing candles. Well, you could use this to rectangle, right? Something like this. And that would be your next lower low right here. Right? That will create liquidity to the downside, and then your weekly candles will start to turn bearish.
Yeah.
So hopefully it plays out that way. We can see a weak close on this 4-hour candle to then continue down.
But like overall on DJ, like I'd say I'm more on the bearish momentum because
You're right.
I just don't. The reason, like, if you go on a weekly candle on a weekly time frame,
Right.
you'll be able to see that we've been bullish since, I'd say, pretty much since December,
March.
and that's been like
March of
a massive
2020.
run up, you know.
Right, since the corona dropped, C word, COVID, whatever the fuck you want to call it, we had this massive drop, right? March 2020. Yeah. That's when we started getting. That's my kind. That's when we started getting that bullish momentum, and buyers come into the market, creating highs and highs and highs. But then at some point, there is always a drop to correct that price and have that sort of balance.
Yep.
Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense. We have seen this on GJ a lot of times on a bearish market structure, on a bullish market structure. So let me just go ahead and annotate here. So let's see on this bullish market structure how we have higher highs, higher lows created, higher highs, higher lows. So keep that in mind. And then we have a bearish market structure. What do we see? The same thing, you know, lower highs and lower lows. So it's always good to have that second bias on, and you don't have to marry a bias. You can always go ahead and have a second option. Of course, you can be with the same woman for the rest of your life, but that's kind of boring, right? You want to have options. How do you journal? I'm struggling with journaling. How do I journal? I don't really journal. I save my trades. The way I save them is by taking snapshots on TradingView, and basically I just share them with my people, with everyone. Like the stream, guys. Oh yeah, like the stream, share it with your auntie and But other than that, let's go ahead and check the economic calendar on the pound. investing.com is a very useful um, um, economic data website where you can see the calendar and it's based on stars. So let's go ahead and check the country or the currency. So pound. So we have this week. Let's see. Let me arrange it by just the pound. So boom. All right. So we have HPI, which was today, 5-year treasury gift, blah, 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 blah. Composite PMI from January. So we having the numbers being out tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern time. So right after 1 hour and 30 minutes from London Open. Service PMI. So these are very high impact news as we see here on this end, 3 stars. It kind of makes a difference. But you shouldn't really go based on 3 stars, 2.5 stars, things like that. You should definitely see what the data is and where it comes from, and see if it's going to make an impact based on the current market conditions or current whatever condition is going on around the world or that country in particular. So you have construction. There is not that much construction going on in the UK as of right now due to the pandemic. All right, Bank of England, Governor Bailey speaks, so that could have an impact as well. Probably going to talk about the rates. I'm in a gold buy. Good for you. I don't know why, but dope. You're calling a bottom there. USD is bullish. Be careful with gold buy is correct. So if you check USD, which is the DXY index, Dixie, whatever you want to call it, you can check the price on the dollar. So that's really up to you, but you should definitely send the chart. You can't just say I'm gonna go buy. Can you check my chart, Mac? Send it. I can see the message, man. Oh, I see Paul here. He sent a chart. It's Paul Garcia, not the other one. You send the chart by sending something like this. That X after the after tradingview.com/ boom. That's the only thing you have to copy, and then boom, send it. Sales below 140. Yes. Awesome. Target here for 20 pips. Dope. Nice. Cleaner sales here cuz I like how you draw your daily support lines and your 1 hour support. I have them drawn here, but I don't type it in. I know where they come from. Excuse me, lady.
This one, which is 25.
Okay, Gary, you got muted. And then you have your bias, which is right above 143,700. So kind of like Salim, how you have that 20 pip range to break, to then go ahead and catch buys makes more sense than get caught into this small range. Perfect, man. I believe we're gonna have that correction soon, and that will be dope to not catch a top, but get a nice entry on the.
He's doing a web or a thing, Zoom.
What's that, Joey?
Hmm?
What you say? Okay. So yeah, as I was talking, if we start seeing more rejection, candles rejecting this area and breaking below 143,500, then we can see a correction to the downside. Use your MP. Yeah, okay, so you sent the chart now. All right, dope. Let me go ahead and check it out. You're a noobs. Noob. All right, you have fibs drawn here. I don't know why, because you already have your support and resistance lines, so this is not relevant. But if if they work for you, then you go ahead and use it. This is a 1 hour chart, so there is a lot of information into one of these candles. But based on what I'm seeing here, you are looking just for sales. You don't have your buy structure, and you're looking for sales at 143, 467 down to 140. Let's say 143 flat. Just try to omit the exact points. 968. It's always good to just get close to the next round number. So we'll be down to 140. My cat's scratching my bed. Sheesh. Get out of here, bro. Sorry about that. But yeah, it makes a lot of sense if you are waiting for that break below 500. Definitely you want to see some bearish candles going on. And on the 1 hour time frame, your stop loss will be a little higher if you're aiming to, get a trade in. For example, let's say you have something like this and you're expecting to break below 467, which is here. Then your stop loss on the 1 hour will be right at 591. So that's a 13 pip stop loss, which is still good. If you're aiming for 38 pips, 20 pips, it's perfectly fine. It's really good. But you're still in this range, which is kind of like an arch. If you kind of see this like on previous patterns, you see this McDonald's arch, right? Bang. Right? Then you have, of course, your 143 zone, which is a very nice and strong area that we could bounce off, or we could go ahead and consolidate around here and then break below, hopefully to go ahead and keep making those lows for that price correction on that bearish momentum. So we're talking about, short-term sales, and we're waiting for a break below this area to go ahead and try to get a cleaner entry, right? So that's 467 as use your MP7. Why do you have such a weird name? To go ahead and get them sales in. Yeah, man. So makes sense. You gotta risk it for the biscuit. But man, don't try to risk it too much, because then you're gonna lose your biscuit. Always try to play it smart. If you see that there is a lot of reward based on the risk you have, which is, let's say, a 2 to 1, you're risking, or your risk to reward, which would be 1 to 2. You're risking 10 pips to gain 20. I think it makes sense. If you're risking 10 pips to gain 30, 1 to 3, you risk to reward, it makes a lot of sense to go ahead and get into that trade. So you have 1, 2, 2, or 1, 2, 3. These are pretty nice setups, right? Your risk to reward. So first comes risk, and then comes reward. I'm a horrible teacher, but I try to go ahead and express myself as good as possible. Hopefully you guys could learn a little, but my typing sucks. But anyway, the risk to reward makes sense. If anyone watching this on YouTube, please go ahead and type it. Yes, if it's making sense, and if you have any questions, let me know. Oh shit, police.
Yo, man, they catch you.
Yeah, but I'll catch me, bro. Do I ever take 1-to-1 trades? Not really. I get kind of nervous. But I think as time goes by, can I repeat the entire thing again? No, Austin. As time goes by, and then you start to, or you start to take the same setups always. Those 1-to-1, and you know that you're gonna hit those 10 pips for sure, and you're risking only 10 pips. then yes, it makes a lot of sense, and we know people that do that. So it works, you know, it's something that works. And if it works for you, then it just can work for somebody else. Okay, so that would be a perfect trade idea. I'm not taking any trades, and New York is noisy as fuck. That's why you hear cops, fire bands, and a lot of shit going on. Are you in the trade, dude? No, I'm not in any trades. I don't trade Asian because there's a lot of consolidation that goes on. So I don't really want to go ahead and trade it for futile reasons. I rather trade during London Open and pre-New York and New York Open. After that, London close. It's very rangy most of the time, and it's very slow as volatility drops on GJ. But looking onto gold, let's see what's going on. We're still in this range. Let me go ahead and draw this. This will be our current support at 1,833. And I believe risky buys for high reward buys will be around this area, and hopefully we get that break above 1,840 to then continue up and correct this drop we had beginning of the month. So from February 1st to today's date, we had this massive 20 pip drop. So I mean 200 pip drop with a $20 drop. So sheesh, it's actually more than that. And that actually, well, that was a very nice, neat trade if you took any entries below this area. 1860. Can you zoom? Zoom into what? This? Yeah. Well, let's try to see what's going on with GJ now. Remember, safer sells will be below this area. And of course, reminder, wait, confirmation. It's confirmation, COM, right? Confirmation. No, confirmation. What? How do you? Yeah, confirmation. I don't know where COM came from. Anyway, just wait for that. So we have this small support here in the 30-minute. It was broken, but that candle closed with no wick to the downside, meaning that there is barely any range for the price to continue down. It still can continue down as we're getting close to, oh, it's already Asian Open, it's 8 p.m. Eastern time, and volume can come in into the market. Safer sells would be definitely below this 400 area, and you have this nice little range to play with. So it's around 18, 20 pips with your spread. And you know, on the other side, if you're looking for buys above 143.540 to be exact. And of course, safer buys above the 720 area that was mentioned before. So this, right? Make sense? Cool. And give me 1 second, I'll be right now. Mack attack, man, are you a scalper or not? Yes, I scalp. I don't swing. I don't have the patience for that. Bonjour. I'm not French, but bonjour. Burner with burner, lots of reading. Burning with burner. That's my dog. I think gold is a good buy at that area. It's a little risky, but you can risk it for the biscuit and take it. Yes. Do you think similar thing on cTrader showing volume? Hence the question. I don't really go by volume meters. I don't really think you need them if you're going based off pure simple price action and going based off the timing. Whenever the session opens and whatnot. I'll be right back, guys. Let me go ahead and use the restroom. And in the meantime, I have a commercial for you. It's just an ad. I'm gonna just display it here. back with a Mack attack. What you smoking on, gelato? No smoky while trading, boy. Okay.
So horrible.
I'm on this train. Okay. It's a lot of weed talk. RS 111. The struggle is free. I need these book. What book? What? Yeah, I think he said he's here or not. That was very self-explanatory what I just said. If I aim for 10-20 pips, then that means I'm a scalper. I don't have the patience to hold for longer than that, so that does not make me a swinger. I don't know what it's so important about knowing if a person is a scalper or not. We're not. How would a stream work if I were to be a person who swings a trade for 100 pips or 50 pips? It kind of does not make sense. I will have to be a clairvoyant something, kind of see the future, but I'm not. So the stream is basically to prepare for London Open or pre-New York and New York Open, and try to see these possible setups that can play out after Asian. So you have 9 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is our Asian session open. From there, 3 a.m. Eastern time, which is London Open, and then 8 a.m. Eastern time. Holy Prophet is swinger and streams every day. Okay, go with Holy Prophet then. We'll have to watch his videos, but I'm not a swinger. I don't swing trades. That's not what I do. Anyway, let's see what's going on here in the smaller time frame. So we have 30 minutes. We had that close with barely any wick to the downside. On the 15, barely any wick. And looking at the MetaTrader, I'm seeing that it has no wick as well. So we might just range here for a little, and hopefully we'll get that break during London Open or pre-London, which is between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. Eastern time, and of course get that continuation to 143.200. Nice. Your boyfriend says you like to pull out early every time. Just kidding. Joke, folks. Can calm down. Funny jokes. If I had $1 per joke, I'll be a millionaire. And then again, my email opens for some reason every fucking time. Like, I don't open it, I don't click on it, and it just fucking opens. Like, what the fuck? But other than that, on gold, yes, not risky buys, but I'll say better buys will play out after we get that breakup of 1840 for a scalp, short-term trade. You have 1845, which is a 50 pip move, and then next target, which is 1850. You see these increments of $5 have been playing out lately as we create small resistance and support around those $5 or 50 pips, 50 pip movements. So you have an area here too. So I'm going to go ahead and take that's 1855. So that's pretty dope, considering it's gold, and gold moves very radical to the left. But you have these very nice areas to play with. Beautiful, right? So it looks pretty neat, clean. It's just the wicks, you know, you get wicked down hard. If you have a stop loss, you know, your stop loss has to be at least 20 pips just to be in the safe side of it. It's really hard to try to get a a trade in with no drawdown. Hey Mac, can you make it clear the live stream schedule, please? Yes, the live stream schedule is Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 p.m. Eastern time to 9 p.m. Eastern time. Sometimes we can stay a little longer if we see, you know, if we have guests or we have some activity going on. But so for right now, I know it says Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursday on the thumbnail. I did not make that. I noticed that after. I'll gotta take that out. But if we start getting a bigger audience, I don't see why not. I think it'll be good to have Wednesdays included. If we just gotta keep it up with a couple hundred viewers, I don't see why not. Uh, Reason why I don't suggest to be on a 5 day stream on Asian is because there's really on the pairs that I trade, I don't see that much volatility going on. And what am I gonna talk about, right? Like, crowd is very quiet. Oh my god, was I muted, bro? On YouTube? Jesus. Nobody says anything. But yeah, crowd is very quiet, and the schedule for the live streams is Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time. Sometimes we stay a little longer. We have a crowd, some people activity going on, gang activity, and I don't really see the point. I know it says Wednesdays on it, but I don't really. Oh, you heard me? Nice. I don't gotta repeat myself. I really don't see the point of doing a stream for 5 days in a row when there's not that much volatility going on the pairs that I personally trade, or a lot of people trade. Um, so yeah, why stream for something that's not gonna benefit any of us? It's literally, it's just say we're wasting internet. We're gonna be wasting a lot of internet. Imagine paying for internet. That'd be crazy. But yeah, I just want to keep the session, very nice and friendly and fun. That's why we have these little bands. Like, this guy said that I have a boyfriend. I don't have a boyfriend. Some the other day sent a dick on the chart, which is funny to them. Wasn't funny to me. As those banks be open duration, have you ever tried to NZAJ and a NZD JPY? Oh, no, never. I've never switched from GBP JPY. I've tried USD CAD, and I've tried EU as well as AU, but other than that, no, I've never traded. I've never had a trade on AJ or the Kiwi against the yen. Pablo said you are the best, bro. Oh, thank you, man. Yeah, I am the best. But look at this. So we had this nice little clean break below this area, a little tiny break, right? But then you had another 15-minute candle coming in bullish, and then the next one just pumped right back after that. So really, that trade, did not play out good. That's why I took the RR setup off the screen. I don't want anyone to be taking any dump trades. I'm sorry for my language, but it's what makes sense. Because I wake up at 7 a.m. for only watch your stream, but some days you didn't show up. No, man, it's just because I would always show up. I have a lot of initiative when it comes to that. My punctuality is always on point. I am very responsible when it comes to showing up, putting in the work. But I don't see the point of doing work that's not gonna be of benefit for you and me. It's not about the money. It's not about the time, because I could just go to the gym and waste the time. It's about the benefit of doing a stream for 5 days a week when there's not that much volume in it for the price that I personally trade, and a lot of people here trade. We have 129 viewers and maybe 20 something people on the Zoom. It's about 150 people watching this, and out of those 150 people, maybe 80% of them, that's 150, 180. You have 70 people just trading the same pair that you trade, 80, 90, and trying to go ahead and tell them to trade Asian because I'm just streaming, it doesn't make any sense. And we had some problems before with previous Asian streams. There were shit shows, and that's not what we want here. We want to have fun, and we want to have some form of relationship going on, some basis, but fucking taking trades just to show up on show off, not even show up, just show off on YouTube makes no fucking sense. Pardon my language, but it just doesn't make any sense. So it's always good to go ahead and annotate and see what we could target for the next volatile session, which is pre-London Open, 3 a.m., which is not so far from here. We have 30 minutes till 9 and another 4 or 5 hours. So not that much. It's really not that big of a deal. You have these nasty ranges coming in here, even through London Open last night. It was very nasty, and sometimes you can get the trade in, and it's just the way it is. Forcing a trade, it does not work. Trading after your trading time sometimes works, most of the time does not work because you already missed the session. Next thing that happens is that you're gonna either the market is either gonna consolidate, which sucks, and you might have that correction from that nasty move that you missed. Back to the trade action London session. No, I don't really trade more than London and New York, but yes, I sometimes trade London session. Why does everyone hate each other so much? You all could do so much together for everyone. I don't hate anyone, nor I think anyone hates me. I think I'm a pretty cool person. Did you not look at the gulag? Yes, I looked at all the charts, but it was only like 3 charts, not that much. If you want to send the chart, send it, and I'll go ahead and try to analyze it to my best knowledge. I risked the biscuit and I burned it. Sheesh. Then you gotta try to just broil the biscuit. Don't try to burn it. Lower the temperature. Oh, I would have waited for safer sales like you advised. Yes, sir. Safer sales. Economic data wise, we have PMI coming on after London Open, which is an hour and 30 minutes. I was talking about in general about the trading community. Yes, the trading community sucks. There's a lot of fucking haters and fucking people that hate. But that's in every aspect of a community that involves money. Money brings a lot of hatred out of people. And it's a sad trade from the human race, hatred. It sucks, but you can't do nothing about it, Jess. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, man, Joseph, you can't be risking the biscuit too much, man. And you get burned the biscuit. What you gonna have left? You're gonna have a sausage and eggs. Bum, bum, bum. I should definitely add more RAM to my computer instead of buying and building a new one, even though it's fun building a computer. Ramen noodles, yes. Ramen noodles for the win. Yes, yes, yes. Ramen noodles saves you a lot of money, and that's mostly what you eat in jail. You eat a lot of ramen noodles when you go to jail. It's called a gula. Gula, not the gulag. Gula. Gula is a mix of ramen noodles and Doritos and a bunch of chips.
Don't tell him about the burrito, bro.
It's a the gula burrito. So you actually make a burrito out of ramen noodles, and it's pretty fun, and it's kind of dry, but it's good. Pip and dip. Let me on Zoom, Mac. Oh no, man, I can't let you on Zoom, dog. Only burner is allowed in Zoom. I only got burner here. Nah, man, I ain't fucking with you like that, dog. Gross. Yes, Paul, gross, but you gotta do it, man. You gotta eat ramen noodles to save money. Straight up making spreads in the county, yes. Yes, you gotta make spreads too because there is not much seasoning going on. This man, Paul Garcia. Yeah, you go to either county, and then if you do 365 days, you go to prison. Prison is another level. All right, so we're getting the breakup of 140. 1840. So this will play out nicely if we continue up, and we have this close on the 15-minute candle bullish right above this area. Your stops will be below the previous 15 candle, and it will be a long position at the close of that 15-minute bullish candle, or you could wait for the smaller time frame, basically a 5-minute retest to that small support. So you have this, right? You have this clear support here on the 5-minute as we're breaking above 1840, and you would expect another bearish candle to just retest, tap around here, and then continue up, something like this. I'm getting better at drawing shit, so let me try this again. Another one like this, right? Just a little tap, bing, and then of course a continuation up, bing, making little bing bing noises, and then finally boom. A big ass fucking wick. I'm just kidding. A little bit this. Yeah. So something like that, right? Hopefully. Eraser. And this right here, as I mentioned to you guys before, is a 50 pip range, so it makes a lot of sense if you're going into the buys. I've been seeing that lately on gold, that it moves pretty neat, I say, for Asian session. OJ, you could definitely get your 20-30 pips in easily. Yeah, on the 4 hour, what's going on? Whoa, this looks nasty on the 4 hour. Whoa. There's literally no price settlement at the moment. You're really battling between buyers and sellers at this point. But if we maintain that support at 1835 on the 4 hour, we can definitely go ahead and continue up, and hopefully we can get that final breakup of 1862 to go ahead and retest those previous highs from last year, 1900. Can you take a look at this chart? Yes, sir. Space down here, and then I'll just annotate here as well. So if you are looking to take a trade, it will be a little reminder for you guys. So you got Control S, I believe, on Windows. For me, it's Command, and it takes a snapshot. You paste it, and then you paste the code at the end, which is the /X, and that's how you send a chart. All right, so I created lit. So that's what I was just talking about on the 5-minute. Perfect. You entered on that small range. Ballsy, but I like it because that risk to reward made sense, and you entered right at the session open. So perfect. You have this huge 5-minute candle to mirror. Let me annotate. So you have this huge bearish candle to mirror, then you have another one I run here, and you know this is a very clear range all around this area, right? So it makes a lot of sense. You're definitely going for 40 pips here. Well, actually more, because you're actually taking your entry right below this, well, right at the middle of the range, I'd say. That's pretty dope, Donnie. Good job, man. Shit. So entry at the break of the high. Okay. So you almost got out, or did you take the trade on this 5-minute candle, Donnie? Or did you take it before? If you took it like on this right here, as you grab liquidity, and you know you saw that bullish breaking that previous high on that other 5-minute candle, that was a pretty decent dope trade. You secured also. Nice, man. Fucking nice. That's what I like to see. Very nice short liquidity grab trend. Wow, dope. Man, you got fucking skills, my dog. Yeah, support formula, man. This is a perfect example on how to aim for a short-term trade. Doesn't take more than 30 minutes. You know, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15-minute candles. That's 25 minutes on a liquidity grab that was a little deep for maybe, see how many pips? Not even 20 pips, you know, on a stop loss. And Donnie says it should be on Zoom, but he's too lazy to open it. Dope. You providing views to the stream. I didn't even know you had the Zoom link. Wow, that's dope. That sounds like death in a bowl. Okay, you taking charts? Yes, I'm taking charts. Well, I'm taking charts. All right, let's see what's going on here. Potential sales below 143.400. Yes, that's what I was just talking about. Above 550, yes, but then you have this small range here. Wait, let me go ahead and delete this. Remember, you have this chef. You have this small range around here to just be aware of. If you get a clean break above this area, you know, above this wick here, which is I believe 650 something, it'd be a lot safer. You have the strong support created during London, which it failed to break. Then we broke around New York open. That's when we had that liquidity grab to the downside to then continue up if we continue up. But I see structure more bearish, and I believe we're going to continue down as we break below 143.400. Hey, you Mastiri, you have a question and an important one. Go ahead and ask. Better be important, man. I'm waiting, bro. All right, no question then. And you gotta type it. Oh, your chart layout was changed. What? Somebody hacked me. No. Nah, man. What the heck? It's so cold. Dun, 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 dun. So yes, that would be the trade to. Oh, I'm taking this out. That would have been the trade if you're looking for sales on Chef Will, as he mentioned, right below 143.400. I have this zone drawn out here if you're looking for those short-term sells to finally get some price correction on the higher time frames. And of course, your bullish momentum will be at the break of this area, 700 for safer buys. And of course, you have that small range here to be aware of at the break of 0.500 to the upside. But other than that, if we start seeing more rejection on this end, let's see something like this, we can definitely try to aim for that push to the downside as we as we're creating lower highs and lower lows. So do we see some market structure like this? What do we expect on the higher time frames? The same thing. So you have your high created here, and then this is how it's going to play out. You have your lower low here, your lower high, your lower low, your lower high, and what do you expect next? Boom, a lower low again. Oops. At this end, right? But of course you have this support that you have to be aware of on the smaller time frames. GU was a great trade of low up. Yes, GU moved into Swift as well. I saw it from somebody sent a chart. I don't trade GU, but you know, it's correlated to the pound, so I'm guessing it's moving. If we had that nasty drop on GJ, we probably had a nastier drop on GU. So this is a very important area just to be looking after. If we get that break above this line, red line here, then you have this range to consider for buys. But if we close below this area, then you have nice cleaner cells, as we have very nice traffic to the left on this zone. And this here will be your messy range. So something like this, right? And this is a cleaner range. The range is a range at the end of the day, but you kind of see the difference in the lower time frames. B took out AU on small 1/5, but watch out for 30-minute acting as support. Let's check out AU. AU for the dog. Actually, I'm gonna have AU here on my watch list as well.
Just Mac, be cautious with AU because they're having this speech right now.
There's
The Reserve Bank of Australia right now is having a speech.
Oh, the Aussie. Some shrimp
Yes,
on
sir,
the
Aussie.
Barbie. So we have
the kangaroo, you know?
let's check out what's popping with the USD. Oh, okay. So if you want to see some reaction around this area, oh, these are my cheat codes. I'm a fucking idiot. Okay, so if you want to see some reaction around this area based off fundamental data, which is a news event, we can check this out here and see what's coming on with AUD USD today. So Governor Lowe speaks. All these news have happened, and now we have a
basically, Mac, they had some construction spending come out, which it was better than the previous time.
Oh, construction,
They're
like the pound. Okay, dope.
no. But for Aussie though.
Right, yeah, but the pound is
Oh, they
not.
had they had construction spending too. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
construction spending. I was just looking at that, and I don't
yeah,
remember seeing anything that, when it comes to construction, is impacting the pair too much. But now that there is not that much construction going on, I see some sort of impact happening.
yeah. Well, for Aussie, I've always watched that. You know what I mean? Because it does still have its effects.
Right.
As well, same way, like actually for Aussie, I actually watched the Chinese data for construction because Chinese construction they need a lot of iron, and their iron comes from Australia. So obviously, if Chinese market data goes up for construction, then that's really better for Aussie in the longer term. So, but like I was saying, is AU had some good news for their construction come out, and then once this speech came out, which I haven't found anything yet on what they're talking about, but as soon as the speech started, AU dropped down right away. But I don't know if that was just to create a wick for it to go push up again on the 4 hour, you know.
This one right here. Okay. Okay. Now it makes
So
sense. You're talking
yeah,
about this one right here. This 30-minute wick right here.
hold on, let me pull up your screen real quick. Hold on. Show me again.
Right here. This one.
Well, yeah, because it's starting to reject now and starting to push up. But from the top of the one next to you, that was the drop that started once they started speaking. It's just right now, if you check on the 15-minute, it's supporting on top of the EMAs because towards the end of New York session, the EMAs crossed back over. Like I don't know if you saw my story earlier, but I tried to buy AU at the end of the session. However, I had my stop loss was too tight, so it stopped me out literally by like half a micro or half a standard, and then it flew back up my way. You know.
Let me ask you something. How big is your stop loss? Stop loss usually on AU.
AU typically anywhere from 9 to 11 pips. However, when I'm hyper scalping and I'm counter trending, which today, if you look at it the last 3 days, basically we've been having bearish momentum. But today around like 2-3 o'clock, when I kept seeing that support didn't want to break, I used common sense of obviously New York sessions are gonna slow down.
They
We
use
need
common
it. You know
sense.
what I mean?
The man said
Bro,
they
we
used an
need.
indicator.
You know what I mean? Like, bro,
Yeah.
real talk, you gotta use common sense with this shit. Like, if you seen all last night, right? You seen London session come down, and you
Right.
seen New York session price push down again all day. Around what was I think around like 1-2 o'clock we started having a retracement. So you have to understand that there's no reason for late New York session to break
No.
down lower when it's
Exactly.
already been dropping. So common sense is we need a retracement. So that's why I had that one counter trend. I had that counter trend buy.
And that retracement is usually like a very slow retracement, right?
Yeah, it's very slow. It's very slow, but I was expecting anywhere from a 10 to 15 pip retracement, and I did expect it to take a couple hours. It's just sadly for me, like 20, like I think about 15 minutes in, I didn't like something on the 5 minutes because remember I watched small time frame.
Yeah.
So I saw something on the 1 and 5 minute that made me a little nervous, thinking it was gonna drop. So I just took my stop loss, and just closed out at literally I think it was like 5.5 pips. And then price went up the next 2 minutes later, and ever since then it hasn't gone down to that price.
Right,
Once on the 5 minutes, price crossed over to the top side of the EMAs. It hasn't come below it since then.
I see. Okay, that's pretty good because actually you see the EMAs kind of work as of course your support and resistance, and you have the that magnet structure as well. And
Yes,
of course
exactly.
you're putting
And
in your
you knowing about the magnets, that's basically what I was looking as when I saw the 1 and 5 minute breaking above, I figured I could do a counter trend scalp on buys with the 4 hour and the 1 hour EMA acting as a magnet for my take profit area.
Exactly, that makes a lot of sense. So you have when you said use common sense, you basically meant just looking at the session time. So
Yes,
8 a.m.
exactly. That's the main key, bro. You already know session times is
Yes,
the biggest
sir.
key. That's why you have a lot of people in here. I see in the YouTube talking to you about, what's your normal swing trade, scalp trade, how many pips.
Yeah,
If
that's
people are
very
trading
relevant.
for people who are trading every day, they know that you can't answer those questions because every session is different.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like same way, I have like 6 different styles of trading. The style that I trade in Asian session is nowhere close to any of the styles that I have during New York session.
Exactly.
The way I trade before 7:30 in the morning is different than the way I trade after New York opens after 8:30. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
You have to slow down
you
your
got to understand
pedal.
there's
Right.
different.
At some point, you have to like slow down based on the session timing. So you had your pre New York Open, just to like, let's put some closure into it, right? So let me go into the 30-minute, and basically just to see how the dollar, based on the session, is impacting AUD. So AUD USD. So on AU, you have your 8 a.m. candle open right here, and we seem to be consolidating around this area, right? So that's 7:30 a.m. We had this nice break below this previous support or prior London Open.
Actually, Mac, not I'm sorry to cut you off, bro,
No,
but
go
to
ahead.
make it easier to look at for AU, go to last night London Open, mark that candle, and then go to New York Session Open, and then you'll see how New York close 5 o'clock Eastern. You'll see how those price ranges all come back to each other. That's one of the most easiest things to do with AU.
It's right here. Look, this is from London, and this is to New York Open. Let's put an hour after, so 9 a.m. It's right here. This is the session time from London
But
Open to
but you
9.
see what I'm saying is that first candle, you see where it starts and stopped at, right on the bottom side. The actual New York Open I'm sorry, the London Open candle.
The London Open is here. Okay.
Exactly. Now look at the bottom side of it. Where's the support at that?
There is no support.
I mean, where did it bounce off at that candle? Where did it start at?
It started right here at 0.76315.
You sure that's
Creating.
the London candle, bro?
Yeah. That's a 30-minute candle.
Oh, that's why you're meant. Okay, I was looking for the 1 hour. That's why.
Yeah.
My bad.
No. I mean, yeah. Put it on the. This is the 1 hour. Just straight.
There you go. My point is, what I was trying to show you is. Well, I'm gonna draw on your screen real quick.
Yeah.
Let me move this monitor over. See, this is what I was showing. The bottom of that wick, if you move your box, should somewhere be like over here.
Yeah,
Somewhere
it's right here.
This area. You follow me?
Yeah.
Was that your New York Open?
That's the New York. That's 9 a.m. actually. 1 hour after.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8. So this is New York Open right here. This candle.
Exactly that one right here. The one that.
So look at how right here, right before London Open, this was London Open. London came out. This was the price area respected, correct?
Right. So
and then it came up. Then what happened? It came up. It came up. It retraced down. Then what happened? New York Open. Where were we? At the same exact price area.
Right. Retested it.
And now here we are in Asian session, and where are we again?
Retesting that same area again. Wow.
Exactly, bro. It's
That's
simple. That's how AU works.
So that's you have 3 different sessions retesting the same area.
So exactly, and that's why when I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, why don't you swing and get 150?
It doesn't make sense, right?
People saying that are not looking at the chart. Right. Simple as that. Because if not, then we'll sit here for 3 days holding our dicks, basically doing nothing. You know what I mean? You're gonna come into Asian session tomorrow and talk about, well, we're still holding our buys or sells, and yeah, move your stop loss and profit. Like,
yeah, you're not using
you grab 50 pips on scalps in and out all day. You know?
Right, you're not using the common sense indicator right there. But yeah, definitely, that's 3 sessions right here on 1 hour candle. So you have, your London Open creating that resistance around here, but you retested prior on pre-London. This 0.7600 area. New York came, popped right below that area, retested it again, continued down. That's when your sales would have worked out perfect. And now as we are coming across Asian session, we're retesting that area, but we had a very slow movement up. So that's what I'm saying, after that big dump, or let's say whatever push, you have your nice little push to the downside. Then after that, you have your correction to the upside, and it's on a very, very, very slow speed.
Yes, because AU always moves slow anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and AU it's a very slow pair as well. So Isaac, can we have more examples? Oh, it's a lot of examples, man. Look at this. For example, on AU, this area just around here, that's from London Open to New York Open, past New York Open to Asian Open as well.
And if you want, you look at the daily and everything like that. This is what people have to make sense of too. Is remember every day and every week, you gotta look at your biases. You know what I mean?
All right, and
Because you've seen for how long have I been buying AU basically since like I don't know July, August, and then in the past month and a half I switched back to spells. And then like today was my first buy attempt in the last 2 weeks. You get me? Because why am I gonna fight the trend?
Right. Yeah, I did see that on your story. That was your first buy in after a couple weeks. So, you know, this is when you had buys prior that. Very nice market structure. Then you had your very not so good market structure, but it still sells on this area. You know, as long as you were getting those session opens and those very highs created. I'm sorry. And that's when you started to switch your bias to buys at that point. But it takes a lot of skill to do that, and of course you need practice on AU. It's now not as simple as it looks. Just taking buys and sells, buys and sells, buys and sells.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's like earlier when you were reading the message I was sending to Brian. What I was trying to give him the heads up on was that even though on the 4 hour and the hourly, it looked like AU was trying to show some type of rejection. When you look on the 1 and 5 minute, we were showing signs of it trying to push below. So if you're an aggressive trader, which I am, then sometimes I'll look on that 1 and 5 minute for signs of price action to switch up for the 15 and 30 minutes, so I could be ahead of the candle. However, like I was telling Brian, was be careful of sells because on the 15 and 30 minute, it's showing clear support on top of the EMAs. So. You know what I mean? Like this is why at this point, AU right now, as per my strategy with EMAs, right now we're in a mixed area because on the daily we closed under a few days ago and we spent this whole week under the daily, but the weekly we're still above. So you got to be a little cautious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and AU is that one period that when it starts to trend, it trends really hard, and you can see.
Yeah, exactly. It's you know what I mean. That's why I try to explain to people like. Even some of the people copying me right now, they're like, "Oh, Burner, I've seen 7 trades this week, all at like 3 and 4 pips." It's like, but what they're not understanding is that right now a lot of stuff is ranging. So yeah, I've had 7 trades, but guess what? Out of 5 of those 7, they all got tapped right at break even and then flew the other direction. So what they don't realize is they could have easily been making 15, 20 pip take profits, but I'm just securing the bag for them easier, just making sure I put profits in first.
Exactly. And if it works for you, 5-6 pips, and you're securing the bag, of course, covering your commission, then fuck it, do it. But as you see here, AU tends to trend real hard, and that's what I noticed. And even after Corona drop, or before that, once it trends really hard. As you can see here, this is a very nice bearish momentum. Prior to that, we had a huge bearish momentum as well here. This is from 2014, but it's a lot of momentum, and it's one trend. It's not very rangy, but as you're saying right now, we're just beginning the year. It's still first quarter. Second month of the year, there's not that much data coming into the market,
and on top of that, remember, bro, we're just starting off the second month. It's still the first week. You know what I mean? And on top of that, one big key factor that everyone's failing to realize, anything compared to U.S. dollar, is we got a new president again. So you have to understand, like, whatever your beliefs are on who really runs the show, we still have a new president, so there's still going to be a new circus act. You know what I mean? So
who runs the show? Who runs the show? I think Jerry Seinfeld does.
Yeah, bro. So we gotta see how the new circus is gonna act for a little bit before we start going, real hard onto a certain bias.
Exactly, and we have a president that's that very inclined to business. So
not at all.
So you have to
bend over. So yeah,
right. You have to use that common sense indicator just for that. But let's go ahead and recap this on buys and sells for on GJ for pre-London or London Open. We have safer buys above 143.500 or 540 if you want to be exact. As we are seeing here, we are still respecting this area. Who the fuck is trying to change my layout, bro? Anyway, let's go ahead and just zoom in. This is the 30-minute time frame, and it's playing out very nice on the respected zones that I have drawn on the stunks on the charts. We're not breaking above, we're not breaking below, we're still in this consolidation area. So let me just go ahead and annotate this with a marker, just something like this, right? Bang. Wait for a drop below this area to get sales, wait for a break above this area for buys. Simple, right? Now on gold, let's go ahead and recap gold. Sorry about that. I think I still have some bronchitis. I got bronchitis. On gold, let's see if we broke above that area, or maybe we retested it below. Oh yes, the trade just went to shit. Anyway, whoever took that trade above that break of 1840, just maybe a couple pips above that area, it worked out not so well, but some people I saw that secure, so I'm glad about that. You know, I was hoping that we would get some better movement on gold today, but apparently we didn't. We just stuck on this range, which I'll go ahead and draw again. I don't know why, but it was changed. I don't know, somebody's changing my layout. That's weird. Oh, anyway, I don't mind redrawing it. It's very simple. You have this area run here, which is your current 30-minute support, as well as 15-minute, and make it smaller, right? Then you have another key area around here, which is 1840. As I said before, we're going on increments of $5, which is 50 pips on standard lot sizes, or pips, or points. And we have another break above this area. As long as we stay above 1840, we can go ahead and continue to 1843 and 1845. I said to you before, it's little increments of $5, which is 50 pips, 50 pips. But if you look on the 5-minute, as I had that trade broken down before, this massive 5-minute candle just killed it. I believe someone had sent a chart and they waited for this liquidity grab on the 5-minute to happen and grab the buys right above the break of that previous 5-minute candle, which was here. So I forgot the name. Oh man, my bad. I think I have the chart here. No. Yeah, right here, you see? So that was it. Little 10, 20 pips secured. Nice, simple, easy. It's of course volatile because it's gold. You have to be sure that you're using the right risk according to your account size. And of course the trade can work out perfectly fine if you are trading it on the session that you trade the most, hence why you're performing the best, because that's the session that you've traded since you started trading basically. But this was a little 19 pips, 18 pip move, not that big of a deal, but then again you're on a bullish momentum based on current 30-minute support, rejection around this area, and we see a continuation to the upsides, breaking key levels like 1840 and 1835. So hopefully it can continue up and of course retest that previous high at 1843 as we see some traffic to the left hand side. I sound like a traffic cop, but anyway, guys, it's about to be 9 p.m. Eastern time, so let's go ahead and call it a night. Want to go ahead and make sure that everyone got a lot of knowledge in this session, and hopefully, didn't take any dumb trades, and we planned out pretty good for pre-London or London Open if we plan on trading it. And looking at GJ, looks like we're breaking above this area, but then again, just wait for that break for safer buys, or if you want to risk it for the biscuit, then buys above 143,500. Sometimes you gotta risk it for the biscuit, right? And yeah, so thank you guys. Smack those likes, like Juve said. Go ahead and share it with your uncle, auntie, and aunt. What's the plan for AUD USD? Ask Berner, what's the plan for AUD USD, sir? AUD USD is currently on a range, so there is really not that much of a plan.
Right now, as long as it stays under, I'm watching on the daily right now. As long as the daily candle stays under 76.34, which is still 20 pips away, I'm gonna keep looking for sells. But right now, I'm in nothing, just waiting, watching. Like I said, they still got that speech going on for their bank. You know what I mean?
He said he's waiting and watching
Yeah,
as the speech
that's
goes
basically
through.
what it is.
So you heard it from the man. Yeah, guys. So I'm glad everyone showed up. We had almost 200 viewers today, so it was dope. Lit. That was pretty cool. I'm gonna go ahead and stream again on Thursdays and just show up. Other than that, please go ahead and don't marry your bias. Try to be open-minded, I guess, and use common sense as your main indicator. And that's all for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm done for today. I kind of have a headache right now, but I think it was pretty dope. And thank you for showing up. Bye, everyone. Bye, Burner. Thank you for your
That's my
analysis as well. Okay, bye, guys.